Hi, this is Janis Meredith from JBMTHINKS Sports Parenting, and today I'd like to talk about those tough seasons that your kid may be going through or has gone through. I think every one of our kids, the longer that they play in sports, the more likely it is that they're going to have a tough season. Can't get around it. They just happen. And as a parent, you may say, well, sorry, you need to stick it out and stick with the season. And when the season is over, you can decide if you want to quit. And that's a good philosophy to adhere to. And in fact, that's what we did. But I think even with that, you can take it a step further. Maybe instead of just saying, okay, don't quit, stick it out through the season, how about looking for opportunities to help your child get the most out of the season, even when it's a tough one? I think this is a very valuable lesson. I think that as parents, we can, instead of just saying, well, you need to stick it out, you need to build persistence, don't quit. How about we have conversations with our kids that talk about, ask them questions like, well, what is it you don't like about the season? And what do you like about the season? Or what would you like to see different? Or what do you think that you are really learning through this hard season? I just challenge you to have those really good conversations about the tough season instead of just saying, you need to learn to stick it out. And let me tell you one reason why I see this is so important. My kids are all in their 20s now, and they have gone through, and some of them are going through, tough seasons. And it's easy for me to say, well, just go find another job, or, stick it out until somebody else finds another job. But I feel like every season that they are in, even now, is helping them to learn something and to prepare them for what's ahead. And I go back to the seasons that they went through as athletes, and how many of those seasons they didn't like the coach, or they didn't get along with the team, or it was just not a good, it wasn't what they wanted as far as their playing time or whatever. Those seasons, from each one of those seasons, they learned something. They learned something. And they didn't start off in middle school or even earlier than that ready to play varsity. But through each season that they went through, each season they learned something. So by the time they got to high school, they were ready for the varsity team. By the time they got to college, they were ready to play college. But they had to go through all those hard seasons in between. That's why it's so important for our kids to learn to go through the hard seasons, because when now my kids are in their 20s, they're relearning that lesson all over again, going through the hard seasons. At some point, they'll reach that dream job, they'll get that job. But sometimes you have to go through the hard seasons, and you learn something. If you are wise and getting the most of it, you are learning something in each one of those seasons so that you are ready for the big leagues or varsity, quote unquote, when it comes to life. So today, if your child is in a difficult season, help them by talking to them about it, by asking them questions, by helping them to think through it, by helping them to see that it's not a waste, that even in a hard season, your child can learn something really amazing. So I just encourage you as parents to help your child through the hard season by showing them what it is that they can learn, helping them figure out what it is that they can get from even those hard seasons, because nothing needs to be wasted. So with that said, I hope you're not having a hard season, but if you are, see what you can get out of it. See what your child can get and become a better athlete because of it. Have a great week.